We're back.
Welcome back, mate.
Thank you.
Looking tan, looking fresh.
Yeah.
Had the
How
bike.
was your holiday?
It was good. Up in the Goldie and Brisbane. Went to Movie World. Had a great time.
Is there, what's that ride there? The
The Superman one?
no. The main one?
Superman.
Yeah. I don't know which one you mean.
No, the green one. The Joker?
Yeah, the Joker one.
The
It's
Green
like
Lantern.
the Green Lantern's there
No,
as
not
well.
the green. The purple and green one.
The Joker
That's actually
one.
a fair drop, that one.
Oh my god, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was there until it was,
Is that new?
I reckon in the last 5 years,
Okay.
definitely, yeah. But oh my god, that is one of the best roller coasters I've
Really?
ever
I
been
agree.
on.
I reckon we went there in the after the hub year where we stayed up there, and a
Oh,
few of
yeah.
us boys randomly just one day after the hub because we stayed up for a while, went to Movie World
Yeah.
and went on that ride. And you know when you're like a bit older, you're not really thinking rides would be that scary.
Yeah.
When we got on, I was like, oh my god, that was full on. That was
First
Yeah.
time I didn't even know what was going to happen, and we were at the very front, and
Yeah.
it just blew my mind. Yeah.
yeah.
Recommend.
We're too tall for the Superman escape.
Oh yeah,
We've
you
been
would
on
be.
it. We went on it a few times.
Yeah, but I
We were
remember
little.
we went back in like 2015.
193 was the cutoff.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
can't go on
Yeah,
there.
grim.
Yeah.
That is pretty grim.
Anyway,
That's all the benefits.
yeah, yeah. That's right. It's not all positive. Being
Yeah.
6'8".
This or that.
Yep.
This or that.
I've just spotted Ben's pulled up the stats for the
Oh, no, it's something unrelated.
Okay.
It's for later.
Giants Carlton game.
It'll make sense later.
Right.
This or that. I'm going to pronounce it Aldgate. ALDGATE.
Yeah.
One more time. Ellie.
Aldgate.
ALDGATE.
Okay.
Is it a southeast suburb of Adelaide
Yeah.
or Aldi's premium toothpaste brand?
Of course,
I feel like
being
this is a good one.
Nah, I've seen all the Aldi brands. I don't think it's Aldgate.
Ben doesn't shop at it.
Oh, I have. Not recently, though.
I'm going Adelaide suburb.
I'm going the toothpaste.
Rollo.
Dang,
He's back.
he's back. Yeah, I've seen
So are you an Aldi shopper?
every now and then. Yeah, it's just like a upside down world where everything looks the same, but nothing's named the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
Our grandma used to, when we were younger, they'd come every couple of weeks to say to our house, and Ma used to always bring stuff from Aldi, and probably didn't have the best reputation in Warragul growing up. So even though all the food probably tastes all the same,
Yeah.
You were very against it, I remember.
I wasn't very against it. We like Aldi.
I like Ellie, yeah.
Aldi's
Yeah,
good, different.
Yeah.
A bit like you, Ben.
We're twins. That's one of those jokes.
I know.
I'm just saying you're good, different. It's not a
Well,
bad
if I'm
thing.
good different, you're good different.
Yeah,
fine.
correct.
Yep.
Aaron has a question.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey,
Yeah, Aaron from Ringwood here. So my question is, Ben wins this weekend and Harry loses on this weekend. Is this the first time that this has happened all season? And also, can we go one step further? Is this the first time that this has ever happened since both the Mackay brothers have actually made their debut? Let me know about that.
Turns out I've got in front of me. It's the fourth time it's happened this year.
What?
So-
Keep up, Aaron.
Really? So
Is it?
there have been 4 times Carlton's lost this year where Ben's won. Is
We've only
that
lost
right?
4 games, haven't we?
Jeez. And Essendon's won every one of those,
Yep.
apparently.
Makes
I know.
sense.
I'm struggling to believe it too, Harry.
Yeah, that sounds weird. That doesn't
We've got
sound right.
Ethan for Red Z, I would back him.
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
I'm
it makes sense.
Yeah, Red
Yep.
Z. REDZED, loans for the self-employed. But no, that is so. That's now the fourth time it's happened. We'll
Yep.
start, I guess, with Ben's win on Friday night because that was enormous. Does that feel like the biggest scalp so far?
Not sure. It was a pretty fun game to be a part of. They started really well. We were just inaccurate early. I remember looking up at the scoreboard sort of midway through the first sort of quarter, and we were like 1 goal 5, and they were 5 goals 1. So I didn't feel like the game was sort of horribly placed. It was more just they were capitalising. Chris kicked 3 in a minute or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel like it was too bad placed, but just frustrating that we weren't converting and they were taking their opportunities. And then I think from there, the game started to look pretty good for us. And that third quarter was really important. We weren't scoring, but we just sort of were locking the ball inside forward 50. And that was a big difference I felt maybe from the week previous. Like we felt like we had to rush and score next. But I feel like this week we're really patient and we're just building time in forward half and sort of setting up pretty well. So that felt like a pretty significant difference on the night. And then the last quarter was a really fascinating sort of display of football. We started really well, and then they got one, and then I think we got one back through Pete, and then they got another couple in a row, and it's like, oh, God, like Dacos missed a shot. So it felt like it was coming closer and closer, but I felt like we just, like most teams, when you get the opportunity just to kill the game at a few moments, just take the sting out of it, take your 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds when we turn it over. Those sort of little 1%ers sort of held us in good stead, and were able to hold off. But it was a great game to be a part of. Friday night, big crowd, the old rival. So Andy McGrath played 150th, so it was a really special night. And I thought for the majority of it, bar probably the first 15 minutes, we were pretty happy with how it played out.
Yeah.
Do you reckon personally that's the best game you've ever played?
Very good.
Nah.
You were very good, by the way. I thought you played well.
Good different.
Yeah, it was different. But
No, I don't think so. Obviously took a few marks and they felt pretty sticky, which was good. But
a couple of turnovers early.
yeah, no, it's a fair point.
I wasn't having a go. I would have said
No, it was.
It was a couple early, but you bounced back well.
Yeah, it's a really interesting mental space after you turn your first kick of the game over. Like,
Yeah.
I made sure I just sort of, because you can easily go back in your shell and think, oh God, like, I don't want the ball, but just making sure you understand what happened. Was it through hesitation? Was it kicking off a step, whatever it was, and then just sort of getting to work and, making sure it doesn't happen again. So, I was, I suppose, pleased with some aspects, but there's always a few moments you'd like back.
Yeah.
But no, I thought our defence from the week before to this week was a real improvement. And all in all, like there's some guys like Nate Caddy played well.
Yeah, he's going to be a gun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You can just tell he's going to be a star.
Bombers fans are bubbling.
like his field kicking is really, really sharp. For only his third game, he takes the ball at the highest point, which obviously Harry's a key forward would know more than anyone that's so important, because if you're not marking it, you're bringing it straight down to your feet, so it's predictable to the other forward. So he was great. Obviously Zach, we might touch on a bit later.
You can just tell by the way he runs and jumps at the ball. Like as a young key forward, your timing always like he'll learn like as he gets older the craft of like taking it at the highest point. But you nearly want him to get like just launch at the ball, and even if you miss a few over the back, like you just love to see a young forward run and jump at the ball, and he's like fearless at it. He looks awesome. I love watching him. So I think he's going to be an awesome player.
4 games now. He's still
3 or 4 games. And 2 of the 3 have been Dreamtime and Friday night against Collingwood.
Yeah.
So that's the most impressive part. I think that, obviously the stage isn't, bothering him too much. But he's obviously got a lot to learn. He's only a kid. Some of his habits and stuff off field can always continue to grow. But from a raw talent point of view, and his skill is very impressive. So, I've got a lot of time and respect for Nate so far, and really enjoying playing with him. He got a little bit of a taste of what contributing and influencing a game was like. So I'm really, really thrilled for him.
nice. Tim is one of these Essendon supporters I'm speaking about. He has a question.
G'day boys, Tim from Coburg. Just a quick question for Ben. I'm actually a Tupperware salesman by trade. Just wondering if you need me down at the hangar. I heard that there was lids popping off everywhere at the moment after beating the Pies. And Harry, mate, need to get the Zoomies going again. I might help the boys get a win, but bad luck. I'm sad to see it, and gun the Bombers.
Backhand compliment.
A bit of a two-pronger.
To be serious for a minute, it's certainly not. Certainly lids aren't off.
No, it won't work. It's all.
But I think that the funny thing is, well, not really funny, but what a lot of the boys have been saying, that this time last year was a very similar situation. So it's pretty rare, I think, to have almost identical form sort of one year on next. And it really shows the growth of the group on how we're going to carry ourselves in the next little period, and how this time last year maybe things didn't go well, and breaking down the reasons, and then obviously trying to capitalise on this opportunity we've got in front of us. So certainly not. It's good to see the fans get excited a little bit, and having trust in us as well, and trusting ourselves is a big part of the next 7 or 8 weeks. So obviously we can hopefully do some damage and continue to play well. So hopefully they can jump on board and get behind us. But I can understand why the Bombers fans are getting excited, because we are too, to a degree.
Yeah. Jack also mentioned the big crowds that you were talking about before with Nate Caddy.
Hey boys, Jack from St Kilda here. First thing, Ben, are you used to playing in front of the big crowds yet? 80,000 plus, like on Friday night? Secondly, are we saying the F word down at the Dons yet? Go Bombers.
Thanks, Jack, for the question. I actually had this conversation with Dylan Shield yesterday.
Yeah. It's good to see him back.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. He's a star. I love Dill. Just a true pro on and off the field. We were chatting around when he first joined Essendon and how the similarities between playing in some of the smaller crowds to now, and how it probably takes half a season to really adjust to it. I think Friday night was a good example of, the stage, the crowd, but it sort of becomes sort of half normal after playing 4, 5, 6 sort of blockbuster games. So you're always grateful for the crowd and atmosphere, and it's certainly after a few, you think, this feels normal now. So I suppose that's the best way to describe it.
In all seriousness, if you know that you're going to play in front of 85,000 as you walk into a venue, compared to a game where you know it's going to be about 20,000, do you feel more nervous?
I would think.
Does that have any
maybe
impact on
before, say, years previous, yes, but I think we're both in a very similar situation where every crowd or venue we go to is normally full, so I don't think it's too different. It just happens to be 100 at the G and 50 at Marvel. So most stadiums we play are full, so I think that's the best part of it. The atmosphere in every stadium is pretty cool, Harry.
But no, so we played in front of 9,000 on the weekend, or maybe 10,000 or something at Giants, but you're not any less nervous about that game versus
the consequences
92,000 2 weeks before against Essendon, whatever it was. So it's like what you're nervous about isn't the crowd, and it's that it's
the contest,
like competing for 120 minutes. Am I going to help my team? Like all those things.
Yeah,
and that regardless of. It's like when we were playing in COVID when there was 0 people there. Like you're still nervous and you're still excited. You're still a bit on edge. So it doesn't. I think. There's always an added layer, but it's not like because there's only 10,000 this week, so
I reckon maybe like Anzac Day was like, oh wow, this is a huge moment. So that's occasion. It sits alongside the normal nerves of a game, but I think the more you experience those type of atmospheres, it just becomes a small layer in what you're doing, but it's still cool to acknowledge the fact that you're playing in front of massive crowds.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah. And Blake has a very good question.
Hi, my name's Blake Guy. I'm from Wagga. And what's your thoughts on the work ethic that Zach Merritt brings to the club?
Yeah, good question, Blake.
Nice question, mate.
Yeah, Zach's obviously a star. The way he is. I got asked a few weeks ago about like what makes him great, and I think his ability to value both sides of the ball, like defense and offense, at the same level is probably the best I've ever seen. Which makes him such a damaging player. You can't sort of let him get off the chain offensively, but defensively, he's always in control of his effort and his intent. So no matter what happens, he's always going to influence the game somewhat. So he's very diligent off field, works so hard at his mental side of the game, his physical side of the game. He's come a long way with his leadership. So I'm very grateful to play alongside Zach, and he's someone that you want to walk beside, and you stand taller when you're playing with Zach. So I'm really grateful to be playing with him and along with a few other guys. But Zach has been awesome and just so consistent week in, week out, because he can influence the game on some of those controllables I mentioned before. So really good question, Blake. And he's let's just say I'm happy he's on our side, not someone else's.
He is in the form of his career.
Unbelievable.
He's been exceptional. And so he got the 10 coaches' votes. But as we've just found out, hot off the presses. But turns out you were very humble before, but it was a really, really good game by you, and you had the second most on the ground with 5. So
there you go.
The coaches recognised that you were very good against
nice
the Pies in a big game.
Well played, Bino.
Well played, Bino. And then, of course, getting the win on a Friday night generally means that roaming Brian is going to wander down into the rooms. And we were lucky enough to see Trace and yourself.
Yep.
Trace, who listeners would be familiar with,
Trace,
the mum of Ben and Harry. And you both appeared on Roaming Brian.
Now, everyone's got a podcast. He's got a podcast. You've got a podcast. What's your podcast called?
Mums with Mikes. Jackie DeConing and I, we speak with some wonderful mums. And
the obvious question is, do you listen? Do you listen?
I listened to the pilot, BT, just to give her some feedback, but I probably should listen to a few more. But she's doing well, mate. Not as good as the Ben and Harry podcast, but it's not too bad.
Well done. Congratulations. By the way, what are you going to do if Essendon play Carlton in the final?
Oh, BT, seriously, I don't know that we
That would just top it off, wouldn't it?
We can't think about that yet.
Let's hope it happens, eh?
Well, that would be a good problem to have, though.
It would.
That's great.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah. Always have to plug it. Yeah.
It's a fun environment in the rooms after a big win, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I remember the first time this year that BT, I think we played maybe the Western Bulldogs on Friday night. And that was the first time I'd been interviewed by BT on his Roaming Brian segment.
Oh, really? Yeah,
and he just sneaks in, and we've had it a few times since, and he does a really good job actually. He doesn't make it too awkward, and all he wants is 30 seconds of your time. So I think he does it pretty well. So it's pretty unique, and I think we've got another bit with Dad that was quite funny.
Then Pete Mackay has come wandering over, and he's in a neck brace.
I'll set the scene here. So Dad, Mum, and our Auntie Sandy were in the rooms, and Dad, he said he needed to go to the toilet or something. So he's like, I'll meet you guys in there. It'll be 5-10 minutes. And so I was there talking to Mum and Sandy, and then BT came over. So it was just us three.
Yeah.
And then we had a little moment with BT before. And then, ironically, as we were finishing up with BT, Dad sort of walked back into the rooms over to us. So it was just a complete coincidence. And it was pretty funny by the sounds of things.
Well, let's have a listen.
What have you done there, sir? You've hurt your neck or?
Sir.
Only in the last quarter, Brian, when it was getting tight.
Yes.
I jumped up, it went and clunk.
What was the most exciting thing you jumped up about to today?
The final siren. I was a bit worried in the first quarter, so very glad that we got the chocolates in the end.
Well done. Very good. Thank you very much. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
So
Thank you, sir.
at the start, Brian was
Very
like, who is this? So I said, this is my mum, Tracy. Obviously, if Dad was there, it would have been so much smoother. But poor Brian didn't know who this punter was, so just thought it was.
What have you done to yourself there, sir?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, it was very polite.
What happened to his neck?
He's just had surgery,
Had a
so
surgery.
he had
A little disc removed.
half serious.
Yeah,
He's making a good recovery.
it was apparently a disc that wasn't terribly important.
Right.
To quote him, so he's okay.
Well, best of luck, sir.
That's his nickname, sir.
What have you done there, sir?
It's funny.
It's very good.
No, I hope you're okay, Pete. And
Yeah, he's fine.
He'll be right.
hope you're fine by the finals. And then Carlton, it looked like it was going to be your best win of the season almost. It was phenomenal the first quarter, and then just kind of stopped.
Yeah, it was a disappointing night in the end. Yeah, definitely. It was, I guess, a bit of a strange game of footy where we probably had momentum in the first and last quarters, and Giants had, the momentum in the second and third. So, as I said, it was disappointing all round. It wasn't probably the way we've been playing the last 5-6 weeks or 10 weeks, whatever it is. So, but full credit to them. They're a pretty handy outfit, and up there they're always hard to beat. So we knew that it was going to be a really tough game, and I tipped my hat to them. They were really strong. So it just shows how even the competition is, how important momentum is in today's footy. And it's like we're still obviously second on the ladder, and we've had a pretty solid block of footy. So footy, you always get lessons, and that was a good one on the weekend. But not much changes from our point of view, but just a good reminder that if you're a little bit off in the way you want to play, and someone else is on, then you can get whacked between the eyes. So yeah.
So very good performance again from you as well. And Maya actually had a question about your performance.
Hi, it's Mia from Camberwell. I was just wondering, how did Harry feel after kicking 5 goals on Saturday night despite the loss? Go Blues!
Apologies.
Sorry, Mia.
Interesting spelling of Mia there.
MJ's been a little bit off, I reckon. With he's got Pate Mackay here as well.
Yeah, it's to see Pate Mackay.
Yeah,
Sir Mackay.
Sir Pate.
But good question from Mia. 5 goals. You're very, very sharp, particularly early. Was it 3 at quarter time?
Yeah, if you're in the first quarter. I guess it's always nice to get on the end of a couple, but as I said, I think all round it was a disappointing night, and it would have been nicer to be more consistent as a 22. I think as a forward line, we back ourselves anytime we get some good looks in the ball. We can get repeated entries. We've been going and playing some good footy, so that was probably the case early. But there's a lot of other things underpin a role and a performance, and as a whole group, we weren't quite up to it. But as I said, there's always plenty of positives as well, and the way we started and the way we finished was really good. So,
sorry, can you put, without going into too much detail, can you put your finger on a couple of things as to why maybe the momentum changed so much? Because it's pretty significant.
Oh well, I can't speak for the Giants, but from how we felt, they brought really good pressure, and their contest stuff was really strong around the ball, and ours was a fraction off. And I think anytime, as I said, the competition's so even that if you're a little bit off and your mechanics and your system and the way you play, it doesn't take much for a team to score heavily. So, it was definitely, like as I said, they're a really strong side, and every team, whether you're playing 18th or first, is going to have momentum and going to have runs. But we didn't obviously do a good enough job to kind of halt that momentum, and even when other teams are having a run on, being able to find ways to stick in it and wrestle back a little bit of momentum, which we weren't really able to do. But as I said, it's all good lessons. We're still in a pretty good spot, and we'll be all right.
What do you put like momentum down to mid-game? Does it if you kick a goal, does everyone just find an extra kind of 2% of energy, and that's enough to inspire?
It's a great question. I feel, say, from a defender's point of view, let's say we've kicked 2 or 3 in a row. I think it just heightens or sharpens your focus just that little bit more. I reckon, like the mids have had a really good 3 or 4 minute patch. We might not have been involved for the 5 minutes or whatever it was, 3 minutes. So I think it just heightens. For me personally, heightens your focus a little bit more. Not by much, but just a little bit. So then when the ball and our moment comes, we don't want to let anyone else down. That momentum is really important. You don't want to let down the other guys up the field because they are doing such a good job and trying to capitalise on momentum as much as possible. It's a great question though.
I think it's like anything. You get a bit of adrenaline. You're feeling good about what you're doing. You're really clear probably on what. You're very in the moment. I think when momentum's against you, you can start overthinking things and try and be reactive. But
and you can see like a bit of panic setting in among teammates.
Yeah. Well, we had that situation where it was, I reckon, 15 minutes to go in the last quarter. I think one of our boys dropped a mark, a simple chest mark in the middle of the ground. They go back, kick a goal, and it's like, oh, geez, like, that's just a bit of a momentum killer. Like we were right on top, and then again, and then they might just sort of creep forward a little bit more, or just have that little bit of energy from that, and then it goes from there. So it's a really fascinating discussion. But
it really is.
Yeah.
And you've particularly, Carlton, feels like you've been on both ends of it this year, big comebacks. And
I think, as I said, someone said today that momentum's never been more in vogue or more important in footy than it probably ever before. So,
good point.
Capitalising on that and being able to halt it is really important.
Chelsea had a question about the game.
Hi, Ben, Harry and Rollo. I'm Chelsea from Canberra. My question is for Harry. Why does it look like you throw a bit of a tourney when Carlton gets a call against them?
Whoa.
Thanks. Go the Swans.
Oh, Chelsea, whack.
That is a drive-by I've ever seen.
Drive-by from Canberra.
Whack. I don't mind it, though.
Do you tanty? I don't think I've seen it.
Short for tantrum, I'm assuming.
We probably need an example to see it, but...
Yeah. No more than the average player.
I like to think I'm quite... level-headed.
Respectful.
I don't think I've ever... Yeah, I don't really notice it from you.
I'd say there'd be plenty more that are more tantrumy in the league than me, but everyone has
Everyone's
allowed to have their opinion, Chelsea, but I don't...
Chelsea's a Swans
It's not something I've heard too much before, but...
Just trying to get a rise out of you.
Yeah.
Which you did.
Nice. Good drive-by. I don't mind it.
No, we don't mind that at all.
And finally, a question from Noah.
Hi, my name's Noah. I'm from Karaya in Geelong. And I'm just wondering, Harry, this is a question for you. You kicked 5 goals this week, but where were the zoomies? You kicked 5, you didn't bring them out. I wanted to see them. I was waiting all game for them.
Yes, no.
I can see Harry getting so frustrated every time we mention the word zoomies. Can you notice that?
No,
just zoom, mate.
All I want is just some clarity around what it is.
You've categorically changed your celebration ever since.
No, I haven't. I haven't done anything different
We
all
need
year.
to go to the tape.
Yeah.
You were
That's our homework.
sprinting. You were absolutely zooming.
Maybe
You
it's just
went full
fatigued. Maybe it's just fatigued.
Yeah.
It's around 17, 18.
No.
He's kicked a few this year.
We've asked him to incorporate a celebration, and then we've seen one that he actually does, and he's instead of adding celebrations, he's cut them back.
Yeah,
there hasn't been any change from
it's emotionless
from us.
Emotionless.
Yeah, no, I haven't. Sorry, Noah, to let you down, mate, but I haven't.
Kevin Durant said that quote or something. He said, "If I score, I'm not going to celebrate because I expect myself to score. So I'm not going to carry on."
It's like a chef doesn't celebrate when he cooks a meal.
That's
like,
it, yeah.
The
postman doesn't celebrate when he delivers the post. It was a soccer player.
Starts running around.
That's brilliant.
This week, Carlton take on the Dogs. Big game.
Big game. Rick's Cripps 200th. So
is it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll hear a lot about Cripps this week.
Yeah.
Jeez, he's just about in career best form.
Yeah, I absolutely. Obviously, Zach Merritt's playing some good footy, but
yeah,
Cripps is equally playing as well. He's He's fine. Again, credit to him. Terrific person, and there's not many that have single. I don't think you could too often say that individually someone's turned a football club around. But if you know Cripper and how passionate he is and how hard he works, and the man he is, you'd really appreciate what he stood for and his values, and a lot of. Not that we've done anything as a football club in terms of on-field success, but the way our four walls look now is a huge testament to what Cripper's about as a person. And lucky to be able to play with him, lucky to call him a mate, and I'm sure down the track in 20, 30 years' time, you'll tell your grandkids that you got to play with Cripper. So looking forward to it. It should be a big game.
That's high praise. Nice one. And then speaking of big games, Essendon Melbourne, Saturday night.
Yeah.
That following night. Gee whiz.
Yep. Massive.
There aren't many small games, to be honest, in
the
final.
That's why it's such a great part of the year, isn't it? Like every game is so
we saw St Kilda knock off Sydney.
Exactly.
I feel like every game, North obviously had a good win over Gold Coast. Any team on any day can get the job done. So as a footy fan, it's such a good thing, I think. So D's are in some good form. Obviously had a good win over West Coast. So
no Max gone, I believe, which is of course handy. Yeah, I think his ankle might rule him out this week. So.
Are you kidding?
A bonus for your Dons, but
still like sending on injured. But there you go.
Still an enormous game.
Yep.
Speaking of games, Emma had this idea
great
from the
transition.
That is great craft, mate.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
It's Emma from the Gold Coast. I seen a video the other day of Josh Giddey naming all AFL players by number. So I'm just wondering, out of you two, who knows their club better, can you name the players who wear 5?
All right. There we go.
I'm writing it down.
Who are you going to write down or just say them?
I just know.
From your own club.
Lytis.
Yep.
Ches.
Adam Chera.
That's right.
Bang.
13.
Nick Cox.
Sheriff. Blake Acres.
Yep. Nice.
19.
Nick Hind.
Little Dirds.
Yep.
Corridon.
We're flying.
27.
Mason Redmond.
Pitto. Yep.
And 37 on your team.
Nick Martin.
And Bordy.
Yeah, too easy. So you would know.
Mate, so everything is so numbers related in the footy club.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes your rotations are split into numbers, like every massage slot has a number on it. So you see people's numbers all the time.
So you almost recognise a number synonymous with their name.
Well, even for example, let's say we're doing some vision with our backs coach, and let's say I'm watching some vision with Rids. He would write 14 and 32, for an example in a positioning bit of vision or something. So you see it all the time.
So you see 14, you're just like, Rids. It's not even a question
Sometimes
of...
Benny would just use 14 instead of saying our name or whatever.
It's like the bond. What's it in the bond? No. Get Smart, where your name is just a number. Is that right?
Double O.
No.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
007.
I got it wrong.
No, I know what you mean.
I don't know what you mean.
Bond in the movie. No.
James Bond.
Oh, Bond.
You just then
007 or whatever it's called.
Agent 6.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was too easy because you obviously know your own clubs. So
and if we didn't get that right, we would have been editing that.
I'm relieved. I'm relieved you nailed it. So we will play it competition wide. So this is footynumbers.com.
Cool.
Very similar to Triple M's Guernsey Cash if you listen to the rush hour. So I'll name a club and number.
Are we doing this together?
What do you reckon? I reckon together.
See how far we can go. All right.
Yep. Here we go. Generate new player. We start with Brisbane Lions 15.
Zorko.
Bang.
Yeah.
Oh, I've put Zocro.
Zocro. And we're out.
You lose.
And just like that, we're out.
All right, we're on 1.
We'll count that.
We're on 1. Because I know for a fact that's correct. Giants 6.
Witters, Lockie Whitfield.
Yeah, cool.
Bang.
Played him on the weekend.
Yep. Next player. Bulldogs 19.
Jonesy.
Jonesy.
Well done. Oh. I put Jones. Why is that wrong?
There's probably Artie Jones.
Oh, you have to literally pick the specific player. Okay. We're on 3. That's all right. Carlton 42.
I've got no idea.
This is bad.
I think I know.
Do you?
I think so.
Oh, Sardi, sorry.
Sardi,
yeah.
Jeez. Oh, boy.
I was going through there now.
Yeah. All right, we're on 4. St Kilda 9.
Still?
Yep. Bang. Port Adelaide 5.
Houston.
Nice. I think
It's too easy, man.
Ben's.
Well, I was going to say that.
Oh.
Only one person can say
Ben's
it
really
once.
carrying.
I won't say the next two then. You can.
All right, here we
you know
go.
the next
Collingwood 38.
Howie.
Yeah.
Nah.
I think you can click difficulty.
Yeah, should we go? Do
Yeah,
you want
make
to
it
up
harder,
it?
mate. This is easy. Yeah.
All right. Before that, Melbourne 3.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. We're going hard or expert?
Go expert.
Expert? Gee whiz. Okay, here we go. Brisbane 18.
McCluggage?
No, don't, mate. Have a think about it.
Slow down.
Right, we're working together.
Kitty Coleman?
Well done.
Yeah.
Yep. What's McCluggage wear?
6.
Yeah. Don't know.
Hawthorn 27. Jeez, that stumped me.
I reckon Granger Barras is 28.
What's Weddle?
You got 20
23.
seconds.
Connor McDonald?
You happy with Connor
Yeah.
McDonald? Let's have a look. William McCabe.
Sorry, William. I didn't
Not
know
sure.
your name, mate.
Apologies.
Sorry, Will.
William. Sorry, sir.
What do we get? 5, 6.
We're doing all right.
That was all right.
Should we have one more go at expert? We can
We can
edit it all.
We can edit this. All right. Here we go. Expert mode. Generate new play. Bulldogs 31. I think I know. Am I involved?
McNeil?
No. Bailey Dale.
I think it's Bailey Dale.
Stop just jumping the gun. Have a think about it.
I'm spitballing here.
He's just throwing out names.
It's not one and
Oh, easy. Essendon 21.
Hep.
Hep.
Would you have known that?
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't.
So would have. It's easy.
St Kilda 23.
Henry.
Liam Henry.
I think
Yeah.
it's Liam Henry as well. Nice. All right, 1-3. We're moving now. All right. Collingwood 6. That's easy, isn't it?
Tom Mitchell.
Yeah, I think it's Titch.
Oh, you didn't.
I did. So I don't yell it out straight away.
Oh, Fremantle 32. Oh,
Swikowski.
Collier?
He hasn't played for them anymore.
Yeah, he does. Does he?
Yeah, that's a good point from MJ. You should know your 32s across the league.
Yeah,
You
your
got
fellow
14
32s.
14 seconds.
Charles Collier doesn't play for them anymore.
Yeah, I think I'm.
He's trying to help us.
He's trying to help it.
I can't remember.
We're out of time.
What was it?
Gone. Michael Frederick. Damn it. That was gettable.
Yeah.
It was 33 for some reason. Oh,
That's all right.
Sorry, Fredders.
Good effort.
Good game. Good effort.
Yep.
Well played.
Bang.
Twinners and losers.
Winners and
time.
losers.
Let's do it.
Ben and Harry's
I'm so excited for this.
winners
Birds often think I'm a tree.
and losers.
I hate cheese.
Oh my god. I'll take the new rock.
Oh, jeez.
You took it last week.
I've got a lot. But anyway, you go.
Mine's just the in the current day the amount of sport that's on at the moment late at night. So
This is a twinner.
as a winner, yeah.
Yep.
We had the Wimbledon, especially when you play a night game. There's nothing better than just like having something on the background to watch. So obviously the Euros, Wimbledon, the F1 was on. So obviously it was disappointing that we didn't win, but to have a bit of sport on, just to have in the background was really nice.
No bad shout.
So
Demon all playing well.
Demon all going well, and then obviously the Olympics are coming up, so that's going to be good to watch.
God.
Can't
Even
wait for that.
seeing some of the clips of the USA basketball men's team, like how they're all coming together and like
Yeah.
Curry and LeBron are like teammates now. It's pretty cool, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like
Nice
it.
one.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I actually had 3 twinners, but I'll just say.
Wow, he
I'll
must
just
be.
say one.
How happy is he? Talk about equilibrium. Finally,
I'll just say one.
How's
has the
homework?
best game of his life, and all of a sudden he's done some homework
It's
on
not the best
twinners
game
and
of my life,
losers.
mate.
He's walking with a bit of
What was
a
that?
Oh,
step.
he's
What was
swearing.
that? What was that?
Dropping F-bombs.
MJ, cut that out.
No, we're not going to do that. I'll pin it back. I'll pin it down to 1. So, obviously, our birthday is pretty unique, right? 24th of
You can have
December.
3, by the way.
I'll maybe do 2. Birthday is very unique. So, a guy you played against in the weekend, Joe Fonte, has the same birthday as us, and I've never seen anyone have the same birthday as us.
Giants debutant.
Debutant Joe Fonte has
Joey?
the same birthday. I've never seen anyone with the same birthday as us.
And Christmas Eve.
Christmas
you're
Eve.
referring to.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. I thought that was really fascinating. Well, that is pretty cool.
Jeez, what were the other ones you dropped?
If that's his best, I don't want to hear the other
I
two.
thought that was pretty unique.
No, I actually do like it.
a
Christmas
shout.
Eve, that is a shocking birthday.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's
brutal.
unique. So I thought it was pretty cool to see someone
Yeah.
in our league.
Sure.
Well, the other one was actually driving to the podcast today, I saw our billboard for the first time in person.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've never seen it myself, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, nice.
And the third?
That's good.
It doesn't matter.
Sure.
2's enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they were good, but obviously not.
No, that was all right.
No,
You've had worse. Yeah.
What you said, Wimbledon. Anyway. Yep.
You said you agreed that it was a good
you did
twinner.
agree.
You can't do that and then say, "Have you got my twinner?" Loser. So a few weeks ago, probably the last time we travelled, I talked about, what's the etiquette around? How come when you're going from Melbourne, leaving from Melbourne, you don't have to take any aerosols, any laptops, and then when you're coming back, maybe say from Sydney,
changes. Every airport changes.
So just on that, just the demeanour of the people, that's the staff that work at the airport.
Yeah.
There's always such a kind of a angry, negative persona with those people, and it creates a lot of stress around.
That's a bit. You gotta be careful with it.
But there's just people get yelled at for not. People aren't sure, right? It's a stressful environment.
Yeah.
People aren't sure.
And there's
And
no
the staff,
consistency.
There's no consistency. People asking questions, and then the staff getting frustrated. Like, what do we expect? Can we just? I think in that environment when it's a little bit stressful, people are a little bit on edge.
Yeah.
Just have them in a bit more, maybe friendly, comfortable with asking questions.
No, I like it.
Just so there's a bit more consistency, and that de-stresses a few people in that scenario.
Fair call.
Maybe you can write an email to them.
Maybe we'll. And yeah. Obviously, it's a tough job, and they do a great job. But just
No, don't backtrack now. Just
I'm just saying.
Sing the bird in.
I'm not singing the bird in anyway. I'm just saying, just being a bit more friendly would be nice.
No, fair shot.
That's all right.
Buckets.
Mine's traffic related.
No, of course.
We're back.
Yeah, it's been a while. We had a lunch for Andy McGrath's 150th, so 10 or so of the players and his family had a nice lunch. It was next to the Sea Bars. It's called Donovan's. It was like a lovely restaurant.
Yeah.
And the Wiggles were in town. So I literally parked 1,500 metres away and had to walk into the restaurant. So it was hectic. I didn't realise how big of a crowd the Wiggles drew.
Where were the Wiggles?
What's the theatre next door to the Luna Park?
Right, okay.
Yeah, so it was chockers. I didn't think it would be too bad, but it was a nightmare. So I suppose the loser is
the Wiggles.
The Wiggles, yeah. They do a good job, obviously, but
yeah,
the crowd they drew was significant. Yeah,
No, they
so
have fans.
yeah, mate, it was unbelievable. So, yeah.
My winner to piggyback on yours, Ben, also with the birthday, the 24th of December, is Kevin Sheedy and Warren Treadway.
Really?
There you go.
There you go.
There's
That's
some other
awesome.
alumni. for you
Wow.
guys.
Yep.
Good research.
Next time I see Kevin Sheedy, I'll say we've got the same birthday.
Yeah. And my loser, I'm
Conversation
gonna say,
starter.
Yeah,
so there you go.
it's a
So
nice
this is
breaker.
what. Yep. Correct. Great twinner.
And my loser, Campbell Brown, for naming Harry on the bench for Team of the Week, Channel 7, and then he's just completely fresh-aired you, Ben. We could have had a double.
Have we ever been
Mackay.
the double
I
team?
don't think we have.
Sorry, boys.
And that was
Who
about
do they name in the back?
I'll find out. That's about as close as we're going to get, given how well you both played. I think just Ben's incredibly stiff. Mind you, I'm sure there's going to be 6 very capable defenders on there. There always is. Who have we got? Rids made it.
Yeah.
Buckley of the Giants, McKercher, Stewart, Wilkie, and Sinclair. Yeah, it's pretty handy.
It's
pretty handy.
another hero there, isn't it?
Stiff, mate. We know it's really important, that team. So
I am fun.
don't get too flat.
I'm human.
Competition time. Okay. We had this kick-off last week.
You weren't here.
Obviously, our match-worn jerseys is not the right word.
Guernseys?
Guernseys.
Not Jerseys.
Not Jerseys. I was going to say Jersey or
Actually,
Guernsey.
That's a fair point.
So
Every time
Guernsey.
you don't know whether to say Jersey or Guernsey. Sometimes you say that.
Yeah. So the match-worn ones from the game you played against each other in round 13.
Yep.
You can listen to the podcast to hear the code word, and the link in the podcast description underneath this podcast will be where you can click and fill out the details. Anyone want to give out the code word?
So this week's word is buckets.
Buckets.
Not sure why that's the word,
Maybe
but
spell it out. Buckets.
Yeah.
Buckets.
as opposed to how else would you spell buckets?
I put Zocro before. It happens. Yeah.
Zocro.
Really spell it out.
Dane
for him.
Zocro.
Zocro.
250 entries, and I'm sure those numbers
Yeah.
are going to skyrocket.
Lots of Carlton
so-
fans and maybe a few Essendon fans. Seems the lid's off and you're all happy.
We need
so-
more than 22 out of 100 or 250. So
Mm.
Nice. Get involved, buckets. Question time. We have Maddy from Epping to kick us
Hey,
off.
Ben and Harry, it's Maddy from from Epping. What would be your superhero name and one superpower? And go Bombers 2024 premiers.
Whoa,
Love the
nice.
You love the energy,
Thanks,
mate.
mate.
High tempo.
Love it.
Good question too.
Great question.
Superhero name.
Well, you can't ride the Superman escape anymore.
Yeah, that's funny.
Rules out Superman.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe
I
Hero
reckon-
H or something.
I don't know. Maybe I'd say Big Ben. I reckon that's my.
Yeah, that's good.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just jump to the superpower. Do you have one?
Great call.
Oh, it has to be being able to fly, doesn't it?
Being fly or invisible, I reckon would be the two.
Yeah.
So I used to always love Frozone. That's what his name was?
Incredible.
From Incredible, so he could ice everything.
Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah, he was cool.
What about if you could do something time related?
Like go back in
Reverse
time or something.
Yeah. Flying's pretty goat.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be complaining.
You can't really replace.
Probably don't want to go back in time, do you?
Wow.
Yeah, just regret things. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not a bad shout. What would you do, Rolly?
Time? I'll say time, just something different.
Great question.
Well done, Maddy. Harrison.
Hi, my name is Harrison and I'm from Bannockburn. My question is, what's your favourite snack after the game? And by the way, Ben, you rock. Go Bombers!
Oh, Bombers fan.
Harrison.
I'm loving this.
Have you recruited some on the way to the Wheels?
I must have.
He's bumped in all these Essendon fans. They're all 8 years old as well. Great question,
Better
Harrison.
young than
Harrison, awesome.
And great name as well.
Yeah.
Well,
What, you saying his name's not good?
no, I did not say that.
We've been. Are you Harrison? Are you
Yeah.
Full name Harrison? Yeah.
Do you know what I am?
Do I know why?
No, do you know my full name?
Is it Benjamin?
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Oh, I
Sick.
don't know. Are you William?
I am. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Favourite snack post-game? Usually, for me personally, I'm never really hungry straight after the game, but what I am, I'm always like very thirsty. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever see your camera, but a few of us always have like a sparkling water after the game because we're super thirsty.
Yeah. And favorite brand, of course.
Well, we have the Coolridge ones after the game, so they go down really nicely. They were 2 on the rankings, so not bad.
Not too bad. I'm very similar. I'm so thirsty after a game and not terribly hungry. Normally, like 90 minutes or so after the game, I'll be pretty hungry. So normally we have a protein shake with a bit of like chocolate milk or something. So good to get some protein in and help that muscle recovery. So probably like a protein shake probably straight afterwards.
Yeah. Jack.
Hey Ben, Jack from Melbourne here. If you ever kick a goal for the Bombers, what will be your goal celebration? And potentially, would you copy your brother Harry's celebration and do the zoomies?
Wow.
Well,
If you're copying Harry, you're just doing nothing. Now.
Looking sad.
One fist.
Yeah.
It's sad face.
Flat to kick a goal.
Just depressed.
I've kicked one, and I can't remember what I did. I think I just gave it the fist.
We should find that.
Yeah, maybe Eve can find that for us.
For Red
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
You wouldn't do anything, mate, let's be honest.
Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top
But
of my
what
head.
if it was a big goal? Like it was a go-ahead goal in the last quarter, and you just happen to get a 50 or something, and you'd run to teammates.
I think if it's on the run, I reckon you could give a bit to the crowd, maybe like a point or something.
Yeah.
But from a set shot, they're on you that quickly. You probably can't do that much. So
That's true.
I reckon on the run, I'd like to do a big point or something.
Yeah.
But it's
You've imagined it. Yeah.
Front of 80, 85.
Yeah.
I was going to do one, but it's a bit controversial, so we won't speak about it.
No, go.
No, we probably shouldn't.
Controversial.
Yeah. It was just funny. We won't do that.
You point to your 32.
Good question, though, mate.
It was Jack. You're rattled. I want to know what this.
No, it wasn't anything. We can talk about it off air.
Okay. Finally, from Luca.
Hey guys, it's Luca from Northcote here. I've just woken up, as you can probably tell. I was just wondering, when you guys were in school, what was your go-to lunch that your mum would pack you? Cheers, go Blues.
I remember they didn't pack a heap, did they?
Yeah, we were notoriously underfed.
You were what?
Underfed.
Oh, you were underfed. Sorry.
Yeah. Probably favourite snack. You see like the little shapes packets?
Oh, yeah. Which shape flavour?
Cheddar, I think, was my favourite.
Cheddar?
Yeah.
Oh, cheddar wouldn't make my phone.
Well,
Are you serious?
Dad would or mum or both would buy the mixed variety packet. So they would just pick one out, and it's random every day almost.
Right.
So,
But at the start of the week, you'd always grab the cheddar.
yeah.
By the
But
end
then
of
that
the
would be
week-
our snack
You
after
both
school.
like cheddar the most?
I don't mind cheddar. I can't remember.
You don't like cheese?
It's not.
Yeah, it doesn't add up a lot, does it? Cheddar cheese, mate. That's where it's from.
Crimpy doesn't have the chicken ones. Don't have little packets.
Crimpy's
so.
gross.
Crimpy's
Are you
gross.
serious?
No flavour.
Oh, it's got the most flavour out of all of them.
Crimpy's the...
Just salt, isn't
That's
it?
the goat.
It's gross.
It's a goat.
Yep.
How's Luca? Like, he's just woken up and the first thing he's done is messaged the
I've got to send a message.
I have to do
You had
it
a
now.
dream about the podcast.
Hey guys, it's Luca from Northcote here. I've just woken up, as you can probably tell.
Luca's cool. Thanks for everyone who sent in messages. Please send them in next week.
Yep.
Insta and TikTok. Head
right.
to @Ben&Harry Podcast.
Remember to hit the bell, Ben. What does that do
Nice.
again?
It informs you when the new episode's out.
Correct.
That's right. Yep.
That was just beautiful. It's one of the best we've all done.
Please leave us a review on Apple as well.
Nice.
Yep.
Best of luck. Of course, Carlton Bulldogs, Essendon.
You going to come along to one of the games, Rollo? Or?
You probably do, aren't you? A couple of weeks
I
off.
probably am.
Have you ever been to one of our games?
I've been
You've probably been
behind
working,
behind
yeah.
the glass. Yeah, I've worked a lot of your games.
Triple M.
Bit more out of the goodness of your heart.
Yeah. No, I was.
You didn't even come to the.
Yeah, so
Good.
there's
I
no
had
chance
a-
of coming.
I had a
It's pretty
birthday.
bad.
For
Oh, right.
Okay, I'll come for the goodness of my heart. Best of luck.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks,
Go
mate.
Blues.
Go Dons.